Agents, you have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series. Open, Chicago with the lead. Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester's 5. Oh, touchdown Bears!
Time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it, throw to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us at Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not watching us on Facebook, what? Really? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that page as well. Like that page as well. So not only are you liking Sports Zone Chicago, but you're liking the show's page, Shawn and Maya in the morning also. If you're watching us on a YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, okay? Click the subscribe button. Got it? And then click the little bell. That is the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. If you're watching us on our mobile app, yay, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Listen, please don't tell me you didn't know. Don't tell me you didn't know. You didn't know we had an app? Come on now. Our mobile app, let's go. So I don't care wherever you get your apps from. Just go there, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zaire, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth, wherever you get your apps from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on to go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Stop it. We're there live right now. What are you doing? We are there live, right, Mickey, Ficky, now. Come on now. Watch us on the big screen. So do us a favor. Do us a favor. Do us a solid. All right? Here's what you do. You go there. You download it. Put it right there. If you have a Roku TV in the house, you download it. Put it right there. Download Sports Zone Chicago style. You put it right next to Netflix. Put it next to Hulu, Prime, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, Showtime. If you get Paramount Plus, you get Stars and you get Showtime as well. I didn't know. But do us that favor. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Now you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, The Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at The Sports Chica. And if you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. We have an awesome show for you today, but we need you to get interactive. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. It'll come up here and we'll get it on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that is what makes this the best Chicago sports talk show around is you. Your questions, your participation, your questions, your comments, your smart ass remarks, bring them. Bring them all, baby. Ain't nobody scared over here. Ain't nobody scared. So like The Rock says, baby, don't sing it. Bring it. Let's see who we got in the text line already. The chat line is jumping. Cornelius Squall's in the house. What up? That's what I'm talking about. Michelle Walls, happy hump day, baby. And with a White Sox winning, baby. That's why I'm wearing my hat. You know what? I got a stack of hats over there. I had to pull this hat from the bottom because I haven't worn this hat for so long. This is the new hat I got. Was it this year? This year? I think it's this year. Yeah, I think I got it opening day. Yeah, my fitted hat. The fitted one. It's dope. I just haven't worn it. But I had to wear it because of yesterday. Levette Lee, good morning, Ma. Happy hump day, baby. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. with his stupid comment. Don't be mad. Don't be mad that a bottom feeding team beat you. And that was a no doubter. That, my friends, was a no doubter. I'm telling you, when he hit that thing and he turned around and looked at the fans who were talking shit to him, I was like, oh, man. There was no question. The only question was it going to land on Waveland? That was it. That was the only question. Was it going to land on Waveland or not? That was a question because he got that. He hit that so hard and so far, Sox fans couldn't even cheer. They were like, oh, that's how crazy it was. You know, if you see a home run that's hit so far, you know, when you hit a home run, you see that go, it's majestic, like, yeah, you start chill. It was like, oh, it was amazing. Amazing. But you know what? He's been doing it all year. So believe you me, I was with Cub fans last night. I had dinner with my cousin, or cousins, but one cousin was in from California, and all of them are Cub fans. Cousin Charles, Stefan, Marlo, and her husband Demetrio. They're all Cub fans. So we're at the restaurant. And I'm giving him updates. And Charles is like, Don, I don't want to know. I don't want to. It was right by Charles's house out in the western, out west. And he was like, I don't want to know. Like, Sox up 1-0. He's like, don't tell me. Cubs up 2-1. Sox up 3-2. Tied up. And they're just like, don't tell me. I want to go home and watch it. And so by the time we watched it, it was funny because they didn't want to know. I wanted to know. Because I assumed the Cubs were going to come out and handle business. I understand. It's the crosstown. I understand. Things happen. Records mean nothing. But the Cubs are in a fight, man. You're in a fight for a playoff spot. But you know what? Let me digress. We'll talk about that a little bit. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, Levette Lee? Did I say hello to you, Levette? If I did, oh well. Hello, Levette. That's twice now. And you know what? Yes. If Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is watching, that means Jeremiah and the birthday boy. His birthday was the other day. I think I said happy birthday to him as well. Armando Emeterio Lara the fourth, Dito, Jojo, whatever you want to call him. Good morning. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning, Armandito. Junior, screw you. Patty Lara's in the house. Good morning. It said hello to the vet. Oh, yeah. Fitted clown hat. Levette Lee jumping in. Look at her. She's a little feisty. Bottom feeders is right. Hey, I'm a Sox fan through and through, but I'm gonna keep it 100 though. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Everybody's coming out. That side of the family has taste. That's awesome. There's only a few there's only a few. So most of my family are Cub fans because if you remember, obviously, WGN was free and the Sox were on cable. All right. Did I download? I should have uploaded it. But anyway, the Sox were on cable and you had to watch them on TV, a sports channel. So now, I mean, I'm dating myself. So if you remember Sports Channel, yeah, you're old as dirt like me. But even as a kid, they're on cable. You had to pay for it. So all my uncles, growing up, they couldn't afford cable. Well, first of all, it wasn't cable. But the Cubs were always on, so that was their favorite team, even though they lived like over off of Taylor Street. Growing up is where they lived for the most part. My mom and my grandmother and all her kids. But for somehow, like all my uncles are Cub fans. God rest all their souls. All of them have passed. My Uncle Paulie, my Uncle Dario, my Uncle Johnny, my Uncle Frankie, and my Uncle Victor. They're all Cub fans. Only ones who are and only ones. See. Now you got to jump in with your nonsense. Now you got to just. Oh, your internet works now, right, Herb? Your internet works now, right? Your internet works now, and you hop on now and throw this blasphemous stuff on my show. Big shout out to my guy Herb Howard who covers the Bears for the Bigs. He's coming in and giving me shit as well. Hey, and I can take it. I can take it. Like I said, ain't nobody scared over here. I'm a South Side, baby. I'm from the South Side. I ain't scared. So bring it. Don't sing it. Bring it. Yes, Levette, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember. Yes. But you guys are on fire. I love it. Hey, listen. Keep them coming, man. And listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will check in as the show goes on. Herb, yes. Sports Channel. Yes, Channel 28. The Bulls game should come on there too. Yes. Well, he owned both teams. Actually, he didn't own them back then. It was still. I think Old Man Veck still owned them. But then Sports Channel on TV and Sports Channel. She had the box. I'll find the box. I'll put a picture of it, and that'll make a lot of us feel old when I show you the on TV box. I saw it somewhere on Facebook the other day, and it brought back memories. Of me going to my Aunt Lola's house, the one who just passed, because they had it, because she was the only Sox fan. Her and my mom. My mom's kind of like a go with the flow, and her, since my Aunt Lola and her were close, she's like, "Oh, I'm a Sox fan." So me and my Aunt Lola, and then a lot of other a couple younger generation are Sox fans, but the majority of my family is Cub fans. All right, you can't pick your relatives, you know that. But anyway, listen, yes, Junior, you're right. They were on Channel 44. That was the channel you had to watch them on, Channel 44. That's right. Yeah. Junior's an old head just like me. Listen, we have a phenomenal show for you. My man Brad Squires from the On Tap Sportsnet. He's going to call us at 9:30. Oh, yeah, 9:30 at the bottom of the hour. He's going to join us. Talk about this Cubs Sox game. I told you, and all kidding aside, I'm going to talk shit about the Cubs. All right, but let's be real about it. This was a big loss for the Cubs. It's a big loss. All right. They needed to beat they needed to sweep the White Sox. They have a very favorable schedule coming up. We're going to talk about that with Brad. All right, this was a big blow to them. White Sox fans, meathead fans like myself, my guy Joe Rodriguez. Big shout out to Joe. I guess he had a rooftop or something yesterday at the Cubs games. My man's doing it. But anyway, we talk trash about it, but the real talk, the Cubs needed to win these. They got us, they got the Royals coming up. They got shit teams that they're playing. They need to dominate. And if they have any intentions of getting to the playoffs, they got to dominate. It took 12 games. They got to go I would say they had to go 9-3, 10-2. Because I honestly thought they were going to sweep my guys. I did. Told you on Monday, I thought they were going to get swept by White Sox. But it would not have surprised me, as I said, if the Sox do win one or sweep or take both, because that's how the Crosstown Classic is. It is no holds barred. There's never, ever, ever any rhyme or reason. So it's tough. It's tough to predict. The Cubs are in. I don't know how much pressure they put on themselves, and that's one of the questions that I wonder. How much pressure did they put on themselves? Because they know they had to win. They know the White Sox suck. They know it's dire. It's dire. All right. And add all that to the intensity of a Cubs Sox, although it's not as intense as it was before, but still, it's still, still a tough one, a little extra added incentive. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Now what do the Cubs do? The Cubs got to respond. They got to respond. They have to win tonight. And we'll talk about that more with Brad Squires at 9:30. But listen, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show here is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first top of the morning topic, yay. You know what it is, baby. The good guys, my White Sox, they defeat the Cubs. Big win for the boys yesterday, I'm telling you. Big win for the boys. The White Sox beat the Cubs 5-3. Touki Toussaint started the game for the White Sox. He got the no decision, although he did go 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks. He's got to lower that number of walks. 4 punch-outs. Santos came in to close the game for his 4th save of the year. Lou Bob with the big blast. Lou Bob was 2 for 5 with a homer, his 32nd of the year, driving in the 66th run of the year. And, man, let me tell you, when I say that was a no-doubter, that was a no-doubter. My guys Gino and Terrence from the Bigs, they were there yesterday, and they will tell you, it was a no-doubter. One of those where the pitch, I think the pitcher, we'll see it when we come out of break, I'll play that. But I think the pitcher, it was one of those shots where as soon as he hit it, the pitcher just put his head down like, oh, shit. He just put his head down like, damn it. It happens. It happens. All pitchers have gotten tagged like that at one particular point. Most pitchers have gotten tagged like that when there's a go-ahead homer. It happens. It's called baseball. But it was fun. It was fun. The added rivalry of the Cubs. Sox. I think it's been a little spicy this year because the Sox have been bad. Okay. Actually, no, that's an insult to bad teams. The Sox have sucked. Okay. The Cubs have had a much better season than people anticipated. Many people. I thought they'd be right around this area, maybe even a little better with all the acquisitions they had in the offseason, depending on how they gelled. But once the Cubs were in the playoff hunt, Cub fans start chirping. And once they realized the White Sox were on a path of just abomination, they started, chirping even more. So that's what made this victory so fun. That's what made it so fun for Sox fans, but devastating for Cub fans because despite all the shit you talk, and if you're a real baseball fan, you got to understand that the Cubs needed to win yesterday. They needed to. All right, and they didn't get it. So now what are they going to do? How are they going to come out today? Because you know what? The next top of the morning topic is Game 2 of the Crosstown Classic is tonight. All right, that's at 7:05 from Wrigley Field. Same bat time, same bat channel. Mike Clevenger's on a bump for the good guys. He's only 5-5 with a 3.55 ERA, and it was supposed to be Marcus Stroman, who was going to be going up against Clevenger, but he got bumped. All right, he had some discomfort off of his side session, so they bumped him. They scratched him And so now Javier Assad is going for the Cubs tonight. He's 2-2, the 3.12 ERA. Javier Assad's been looking. You got something here. You got something here. Hopefully, the development of him for Cub fans continues. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's able to come out and hold down these White Sox hitters. You know, it was a tough call. You know, you had Lou Bob up, and then I think Eloy was behind him. You know, do you want to pitch to Eloy? Because Eloy kills the Cubs. Or do you want to pitch to one of the best players in baseball? You know, that's a tough decision. And just that alone shows you why Sox fans are so pissed. Shows you why Sox fans are so frustrated with this organization. Look at the talent that's on this team. Look at the talent. You know, I was on What's Up Cuz on Monday. You know, I produced that show. I was on What's Up Cuz, and Ken Davis was on, and it was with Jason and Lance, of course. So it was a big old Sports Zone Chicago reunion. And that's what we were talking. Like, it's just the one thing. Like, you can't get the manager right. Can't get the manager right. That is the whole problem for this White Sox team. They finally got the talent, and they picked the wrong manager. Maybe, I don't know if Ricky Renteria was the guy to take them, you know, to the top, to the promised land, but it sure wasn't Tony, and it damn sure ain't Pedro. And you've wasted 3 years now, or 2.5 to 3 years, almost 3 years of top-notch talent in baseball because you didn't have a good leader. And then somebody, I think it was Scott Merkin, asked Louis Robert if he was going to be the leader, and you know he shied away from it. He's like, quote unquote, he says, "I don't see myself as a leader. I try to do my job and be on the field and do the things that we should all push to do, and maybe be an example for others, but I don't see myself as a leader." You know, there's no leadership. That's the problem with this team, and that's the problem I have with Grifol. Is you saw what a shit show this was when you were with Kansas City. And for you to come in and say you wanted to assess the situation, there's no assessing the situation. You understand that it's a cesspool. You understand that they have no leadership. You understand that there's a whole bunch of individuals on the team. You have to come in and make that culture change. You have to make that, establish your culture by hook or by crook, and you didn't do it. But I digress. Yeah, so game 2 is huge. Game 2 is huge. All right. The Cubs can't afford to. And of course, you know, didn't I tell you every single time that not every single time, but damn, almost every time they want to come and do the landscaping right outside my window. Paisa, yeah. Man, dude, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. That's crazy. Next top of the morning topic, the Bears. Bears travel to Indianapolis for team practices against the Indianapolis Colts tonight and tomorrow. In preparation for their game on Saturday. They will end up playing the Colts on Saturday. I like this. You know what? I've never, and I wanted to go down there. I wanted to, but I had no one to roll with me. No one said they were going down. I'd love to go down to Indy. Love to go down to Indy, check out the practices tonight and tomorrow, or maybe just tomorrow. So if anyone wants to roll, we can roll tomorrow night. So, spend the night. So hell, if I have to do the show from Indy Friday morning, Friday morning I'll do the show from Indy Friday morning. But anyway, we got the chat line is jumping. We had on TV and the Sox never came on our TV. That's a shame. That's poor upbringing. That's what it is, Levette. Poor upbringing. Weigel owns Channel 44. Herb got jokes. He got jokes. I just talking about the box. Oh, I love it. And then Junior, I remember that you would call it, get them to play video. I call for the Susie or the Banshee videos. Shawn, you're damn right. No sweep for the Northsiders. Hey, you know what? They stopped at my guy's Eddie's place on Clark. 30s was it 30s? 3700 North on Clark. So in the shadow, literally across the street from the stadium. And White Sox fans, along with Cub fans, they ironed out the differences, or they had a support group there for the White Sox fans. Yes, they did. Oh, that's crazy. That's awesome. Well, we're going back. Indianapolis tonight, and tomorrow night. Practices. A lot is going to be learned and seen. Okay, you get different look. I know you had a game, but now you're practicing. Now you're going indies, you're going individual, you're going one-on-one against different people. All right, so it's a great opportunity for these younger players to kind of get a different look. You're practicing against the same guys day in and day out in camp, and now you get a fresh meet. I know you had the game, but now you get to practice against them twice. All right, you got 2 days against them before you play. So I really like this. I love the joint practices. Excuse me. I love it. I think they're great. There tends to be a little flare up every once in a while. I don't know if you saw the Washington Commanders and Baltimore Ravens. There was a little dust up yesterday there. All right. DBs act like a jag bag, but that's how defensive players are. I was a D coordinator. I didn't mind when they acted a little crazy. They swiped at the ball after the play or knocked the ball out of the ball carrier's hands just to be annoying. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of chipped it off the other day at the Commanders Ravens joint practice. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. All right. And on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our guy, Brad Squires from the On Tap Sportsnet. Talk about this upset victory yesterday and how vital today's game is for the Cubs, because they're in a position where that should have been a win. When you're in a stretch, and like I said, you go 10-2, 9-3, you're like, okay, they're probably my losses. One are here, and I can guarantee you one of them was not to the White Sox. So they got to recalculate and reevaluate, recalibrate, and decide to come out. They better come out strong, because if they get swept by the Sox, first and foremost, we're going to be talking mad shit to Cub fans, okay? Whether or not they make the playoffs, and especially if they don't, we'll know that we had a big hand in stopping you from making the playoffs. That's just how Sox fans are. And you know what? Cub fans would be the same way if the roles were reversed. That's the beautiful thing about this. So, guys, stay tuned. Brad Squires from the On Tap Sportsnet up next right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Well, I don't know why. What? Come on now.
And the bases are loaded for Yoan Moncada.
That's guided on the ground to second base. Got to hurry to get 2, and not in time. The Sox pick up a run.
A kick and the pitch and a swing and a base hit to left. Grandal scores. Remillard right behind him, and the throw by Happ is cut off. That is a 2-run single for Elvis Andrus.
Away 3-3 in the 7th. Roberts capable of untying this quickly.
That ball's launched to left field. Way out of here. Sox take the lead.
4-3. White Sox take the lead on Luis Robert Jr.'s 32nd of his All-Star season.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. I think he had a little marquee network in there as well. That, my friends, was awesome. Oh my God. That place was electric. That's one of the first great things that the White Sox fans have had to cheer all year. And it came at the expense of the Cubs. Well, my next guest, man, it's good to have him back on. He's from the On Tap Sportsnet. All right. He covers it all. He covers the Sox. He covers the Bulls. Loves talking football. Jack of all trades, man. Good buddy of mine. We've been rocking together for years. You can find him on Twitter at BuzzOnTap. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Brad Squires. Brad, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Hey, buddy. What's going on? Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yes, sir. So Sox get the win, and we're on that DEFCON 5 talking crap stuff right now, right?
Oh, dude, it's like we're going to the play. Like we're in first place. We're the best record in baseball right now.
Oh man, dude, they've been bad. But last night was fun. I mean, it's always fun beating the Cubs. You know how I've been. I've always kept that same mantra the whole time. Is I got my best friends in the world, like Juice, who's been on your show, Ron, who's been on your show. Those guys are Cub fans. But it's always fun to have a little bit of that playful banter. Even though this year, what are we, man? 42 and 70,
24 games under 500.
72. I mean, yeah, they've just been brutal. But yeah, I'll take that victory last night.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? And it wasn't just the victory, it was how it was done. The announcer just said, Luis Robert can untie it quickly. And man, did he untie it quickly. That was one of those that I was saying earlier. As soon as he hit it, the pitcher just put his head down like shit. And he didn't want to look at it. That's where the left fielder doesn't move. He's just like, there's no reason to move. And it was great. It was the drama, I guess, because he came up and you're like, man, Lou Bob, what did everyone say? Lou Bob had 31 home runs. He could untie this and make it 32, and it was gone. But it was awesome, dude. He did not miss one stitch on that, and that's awesome. But you know what? But in stepping aside from shit talking, which is difficult for me to do when it comes to Cub fans, like that was a big game for the Cubs. Like
Yeah.
that was a game that they counted as a W. You should count yesterday and today's game as W's in their quest to get either into the wild card or win the division, which they're in range of. Talk to me about how the mentality now that losing that first one and not having Stroman today, who got scratched because of he wasn't feeling well after his side session.
Yeah, no, the Cubs are 3.5 back. And listen, they've been really good. They've been good. They've been somewhat of a surprise. I mean, there's talent on the team that Cub fans knew about. I mean, MLB analysts knew about it too. It was no secret that they were trying to build towards something. Milwaukee's been very good. So, but Cubs being 3.5 back, they need to take advantage against the White Sox right now because I mean that's big because you have Milwaukee who's currently playing the Dodgers, and Dodgers are a 70+ win team. And it's going to be a tall task for Milwaukee. So these games for the Cubs are very, very important. And for the Sox to play spoiling to that is, you got to laugh at it a little bit because, we have nothing else to hold on to.
Nothing.
So, I mean, this is, like I said, these games are huge for the Cubs and the Sox coming out there and battling and doing good. I mean, last night had a couple of great moments. And besides the home run itself, Yasmani Grandal throwing Nico out.
Whoa. Yes.
I can't believe I'm saying this on your show. Like, I cannot believe I'm telling you that Zach Remillard is like in my top 3 favorite White Sox players right now. The guy he's like, what do you want to equate it to? I mean, we always do that when I'm on the show. We always equate other sports to other sports. Like, he's like your hard hat lunch pail guy. Zach Remillard just comes in, he plays hard, and he tries his best every outing. So it's all funny to me right now. As far as the Sox go, they're done. They're out of it. They need to figure out what they're going to do in the future, even with Rick Hahn at the helm. But these games for the Cubs are super, super important.
Yeah, they are. That throw might have been that could go down all the time. Literally one of the best throws in the history because he caught it. It literally is like bang bang. He caught it literally right in front of the bag, and as soon as he caught it, the guy's hand slid right into the glove. Unbelievable.
I mean, that was literal picture perfect. From the catcher to the second baseman to get the runner out. It was awesome. So, I mean, yeah, great moments last night for the Sox. I was really impressed, to be honest with you, with their bullpen because Tuki Chisak came in. He struggled a little bit. Shawn walked 5 people last night.
Yeah.
4 walks, then he did strikeouts. Someone pull that up. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 5 and 4.
5 and 4. But then you had Banks come in, Ramsey come in, Bummer come in. Bummer and Ramsey are the only 2 that let up the hits, and Santos come in and shut it down with 3 strikeouts.
5-out save as well. That's
a
5-out save he got. I was impressed.
Yeah. So, I mean, he looked really well. I don't try to get myself pumped up as much as I was before because of the product and what we've dealt with as Sox fans this year and last year as well. But, hey, you take one against the Northsiders, I'll take it and I'll call that. They all like to call it our World Series. So I'll put that trophy on my shoulder and run around with it saying we're going to take you guys out.
Yeah, we'll take the BP Crosstown Cup. We'll take it. Actually, we gotta win today just to tie it.
Yeah,
But talk to me about where this team is moving forward. I'm done with this team. I am so pissed at my White Sox. Despite yesterday, I'm only going to one more game, and that's the 25th where they have the '90s concert. Probably right around the
Vanilla Ice, baby.
The Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc. Yes, I'm going to that game. And maybe one more. If I know a couple people that wanted to meet up with me at a Sox game, so maybe one more. But I'm done with this, dude. I'm done with this team. I'm done with the arrogance that they have toward us. All right, constantly raising prices, constantly
even trying to get in.
Yeah. Oh man.
Even trying to get in. I mean, it's a nightmare. I mean, Shawn, I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't know, but there's so many holes. There's so many things that needs to be addressed. It's not like a blanket fix anymore. It's not like you could draft this guy, you could sign this guy. You have to do a lot of work here. The pitching staff needs complete rebuild. The position players, are we going to trust Yohan Moncada? I mean, Tim Anderson kind of turned back into himself, but he's been surrounded with controversy. Second baseman, Zach Remillard can't be the future. Elvis Andrews can't be the future. Andrew Vaughn hasn't showed you anything. You don't have a right fielder. Oscar Colas is still struggling. Left field, Andrew Benintendi, okay, whatever, I could live with it. And then you have Luis Robert in center field. There's so many different ways you can go here, and it's going to be a rebuild thing again, surrounded by your best player, which I'm sure they're not going to get rid of Luis Robert. So That's as far as, building a team may go or what they do. As far as me as a fan, kind of building off of what you said, dude, you know me for quite a few years. I mean, it's been like 5, maybe even
5 years.
Yeah. I mean, I've been with On Tap for 4 years, and I knew you a couple years before that. So it's been almost maybe 7 years, I'd say. And this is the most down I've ever been on them. This is the least I've ever been to Guaranteed Rate Field. Last year, I hit like 3 or 4 games, and the year before that, I went to a ton. This year, I've been to 2. I'm just and then people be like, "Oh, I still go out and support." You go ahead, man. You got that disposable income that you do what you got to do. Me, I'm not going out there. I've had enough. I think that the front office is arrogant, like you said. I think that they, and is it personal towards the fans? I have no idea, even though I do think Rick Hahn has multiple burners on Twitter, which is why he constantly brings it up. But, I mean, he called us a cesspool. What's a cesspool is how you run the organization, how you general manage the Chicago White Sox. 10 years, or how long has he been in power, man? Since like 2014?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. I mean, what do we have to show for it? DEFCON 5 talking shit about prospects? A playoff?
You know what we need, dude? We need a dual general manager. We need a guy to acquire the talent, which I'll be gladly hand those reins over to Rick Hahn. And then we need a guy to pick a manager. Pick a manager who doesn't have to answer to Kenny or to Rick. Because that's the issue, dude. Yeah. You know what? Rick finally had the chance. Because Tony, that was above Rick's pay grade. I get it. Okay, cool. We all know that. But when you had the chance, dude, you could have brought. You know me. I'm an Ozzy apologist. I love Ozzy. Ozzy would have got this team in shape. But you could have brought in Bruce Bochy. All right, look what he's doing with Texas. Okay, you could have brought in Joe Girardi. All right, he's across town in the Marquee Network. You could have interviewed even Madden. There's so many different World Series champion managers you could have brought in, but you didn't because you wanted to be able to control your manager, and that's what they got. They got a puppet in Pedro Grifol who said the right things initially, which I was excited about, and then as the season went on, you started seeing more and more things like, yeah, he's a puppet, he's a puppet, he's a puppet. Oh yeah, he's a God-blessed puppet.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about Grifol that I it's so hard to critique him he has made some stupid calls. I mean, when I was on the show, his bullpen management, I can't remember exactly what game it is, but you and I were throwing a fit about it. Yeah. But what I get frustrated at with Grifol is it's like that robot answer. And it's just like, we're going to come out there and there's nobody who works harder than Yohan Moncada. Just stop. We know there's 99% of the fucking league. Oops, sorry, Shawn.
All right, bro. You're good.
of the league, works harder than Yohan Moncada. All right, I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of it. And like, I wanted to give him a chance too. I wasn't like super excited about that hire, but I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. You come from Kansas City. He's said to be somewhat in analytics, but he also brings the game, that good mixture so you can bring both sides of the fan bases together. The people that only go for the numbers and then the people that watch with their eyeballs. Because, I mean, you see different things. Because the people with the numbers would have argued with you that Yasmani Grandal was a top 3 catcher 2 years ago. And people with the eyeballs would say they weren't. He wasn't, so it's all over the place. I feel bad for Grifol because he comes into a dream job and it's in a big market, even though the White Sox, I mean, the Athletic dropped them. Everybody else, ESPN, but they have him on the radio, but do they even fucking talk about him, write about him very much? So I feel bad. He came into a dysfunctional organization and maybe trying to get his feet wet to learn something. He's just learning the wrong ways. And he's being controlled, like you said, as a puppet by the powers that be in that organization. It's a full teardown. I don't know when they're going to be good again. I'll continue to wear my Sox hat like I am, just like you are now. I'll continue to be a White Sox fan. But I will tell you one thing. I have had enough of just the nonsense that surrounds this team year in and year out.
Guys, we're joined by Brad Squires from the On Tap Sports Net talking White Sox baseball right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Last question, Sox, before I ask you about a little bit of Cubs. Sox Fest. There have been no plans for Sox Fest this year. Your thoughts about that?
They're cowards, Shawn. Think about it. This is the cool thing about our world.
Same word I use.
Yeah, this is the cool thing about our world. And when I say our world, I mean what you and I do. We create content. Are we all plastered over TV? No. but we have a presence on the internet. We have a fan base that come and want to talk with us, and listen, you don't have to be worried, Shawn, because you have Sports Zone Chicago. You can go and ask a hard hitting question and not have to worry about Jerry owning a part of NBC, or having to be somewhat professional. You're not going to swear at the guy, but you're going to hit him with a hard question. And that's what they're trying to avoid. You get these media people that come in there and be like, "Oh, Rick, what do you think you could do? Where do you go from here?" Be like, "What were you thinking before? Like, why did you think this was going to work? Why? I mean, how come you sold this? I mean, you literally said yourself, this is what I would ask them. Where are the trophies? Where's the parade? Where is all this stuff that we thought was going to happen?" I mean, and I can't even really yell at Jerry for 2021. And I know we've talked about this too. He was top 7 in payroll.
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened? I mean, it literally just came crashing down. It came crashing down faster than it took to build it.
Yeah. And that's how it always is. Destruction is so much quicker than destruction is so much quicker than construction. Let me tell you.
I think it's a slap into the face of fans, Shawn. I think it's a slap in the face of what could potentially be new fans. Like, who knows, maybe a parent, a father brings his daughter or his son to Sox Fest, and they have a great time, and then they become White Sox fans, and they kind of go from there. I mean, you could do that at the game too, I guess. But Sox Fest was a pretty cool thing. You've been,
really
I've been.
Cool. Yeah.
The fact that it's not even been announced, and they're probably not going to do it again. It's just it's cowardice stuff, man. It's cowardice stuff, and that is why when people are like, "Oh, well, I want to keep my tickets because it's about the experience, it's about this, it's about that." That's cool, man. You want to blow money on people that piss on you and they just want your money, then that's fine. You go ahead and do whatever you got to do. I'm 32 years old now. I used to live that life. You've known me for a long time. I was out of all these games. I'm sitting there watching the 3 alphas with Rondo, Butler, and Wade limp into the playoffs. I'm sitting here watching the 2016 White Sox when everybody thinks they're going to be good, just going out there rah, rah, rah. And at some point, you have enough. And when you cover the team in a capacity that you do or I do or Tony or Johnny or Steve or any of those guys that On Tap do, it gets frustrating. And you can only say the same thing so many damn times.
Right. And here's the official statement from Scott Merkin. He tweeted, he said, statement from the White Sox is, quote, "No official plans for Sox Fest to announce at the moment. We are working on plans to celebrate fans this winter." So my question is, what the fuck are you going to do to celebrate us? What? You're going to say, "Oh, we're firing Kenny and Rick"? Now that would celebrate us. Now that we can celebrate. I'll take that over Sox Fest anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact is, when Cubs convention tickets went on sale, like, you're right. It's just cowardice. You're losing a lot of fans, and unfortunately, I looked it up on Monday when I was producing What's Up Cuz. Sox made $275 million last year. Because I want to boycott. I said, man, you know what? We should boycott the home series, opening day especially, and especially the first 3 games of the season. Just boycott. Have like 1,000 people in the stands. That's it. You know what I mean? Like that'll, and I know it's not going to affect his pocketbook as much because again, he still made $275 million last year. So if he only makes $250 million, oh my God, he's in the poverty line, right? So, but it's going to be an embarrassment. All right, it's going to be an embarrassment to people. They're going to be talking about it on the radio. They're going to be writing about it in the newspapers. It's going to be an embarrassment. He needs to sell this team. And I don't see that happening. And until he does, this team is going to continue to be mired in I wouldn't even call it mediocrity, because that's
worse than that. It's way worse than that.
Team. This is horseshit is really what it is. It's horseshit. And it might be an insult to horseshit, because this is just unbelievable. It's almost as bad as the Cubs selling tickets to themselves and resell them to their fans back in the day. But I won't go there. But speaking of the North Side, good segue. What do they got to do, man? What do they have to do? They got to regroup. Stroman's not pitching today. He was supposed to. You got Assad going. What do they got to do? Because they have a nice little stretch here where they can really rack up. They got us. They got the
Kansas
Royals,
City, Detroit, right after us.
They got the.
This is
someone
huge.
Handed them the golden ticket on a silver platter.
Yeah, these next 2 series are including the last game of the series tonight against the White Sox, then going into Kansas City. Hosting Kansas City and then going into Detroit. I mean, they have an opportunity here to combat Milwaukee, because at Milwaukee, they are currently, like I said before, they're currently in a series with the Dodgers, and that's going to end up tomorrow. And then they go up against the Rangers. and then they got the Twins after that and the Padres after that. The Cubs have a big opportunity here to make room, and maybe even, Shawn, by September 1st, maybe be knocking on the door, or if not knocking on the door, be in first place. So they have a chance here. Just keep playing consistent baseball. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, they've got some talent over here. Their pitching is all right. It's not as shaky as I thought it would be, because I thought it would be. They have an opportunity here to make some noise, and if they can do it, I guess good on them. We got friends that are Cub fans, so I want them to enjoy watching baseball. I want everybody to be miserable like me. But, if they take advantage of it, it speaks not only to the team itself, but David Ross is managing as well. So hopefully that they can go on a run and do what they have to do for the sake of Cub fans. For me, I'm indifferent. If they lose every game, I don't give a shit. If they win every game, I don't really care either. All I know is my Southsiders are in the toilet, and it makes me depressed.
Yeah, it does. I'm anxious to see it, because I didn't think they'd be this good, but it is a testament to Ross, the culture he's built over there. It's a winning culture, and I understand that they still don't have as much talent as they need to be a serious contender. But hell, just getting to the playoffs with the roster he had. I mean, granted, it's an improved roster from last year, because last year was horrible. But you know what? It would be a tip of the cap to Rossi. Talk to me about what do you think they're going to do in the offseason? You got Cody Bellinger, who has a player option. He's not going to cover off the God-blessed ball. Oh, my goodness. And then Stroman. All right, most people thought that they were going to be traded at the deadline. They were buyers at the deadline. What do you think they do in the offseason? Because you got a lot of momentum. You got the money to pay a Bellinger. You got the money to pay a Stroman. Both of them, yeah, that might be a bit of a stretch, but you can still do it. What do you think the Cubs do in the offseason? Because if you get rid of these guys in the offseason, what does that tell your fan base?
That's the thing. I mean, you have to see how far they go. There's still a lot of baseball left here. Mm-hmm. Bellinger, I'm thinking they're going to keep him around. I think they're going to find a way to get him to come back. As far as Marcus Stroman, he's been loved. He's been a thorn in the side. He's been vocal. He's been this or that. He's one of the best pitchers on their in their rotation. They're going to take this out, see how it goes, and if they keep him, they keep him. If they don't, they don't. If they trade, I mean, he's a free agent. So, I mean, it's just, I think they're going to kind of see how that goes. Pitchers now, man, Stroman's good, but the money that he wants and his age, I don't know if he's going to command that. See, that's what I mean. Baseball's been so weird with the contracts and stuff like that. I can't tell if he's going to be able to get paid or if he's going to just move on somewhere else. All I know is he's been praised and in the same time been called a distraction by many Cub fans. So I'm not sure what they'll do. I haven't dived deep into the Cub stuff just because I've been depressed, really.
Dude, I ain't mad at you, man. I haven't worn a lot of my socks. I have a lot of sock stuff. I was actually at the Bear game on Saturday, and one of my guys was selling bucket hats. So I bought a Bear one, but then I also got a sock. So I'm like, dude, I like this. And they're like, why? The socks suck. I'm like, yes, and I can put it away. I said, I bring this bad boy out in 3 years when they're hopefully pretty good again or they're ascending. I'm like, this is going away. I'm not wearing this. This is going away. And that's as funny as it was. That was the truth. It's like they're not going to be good for a while, and they're going to get the end of Luis Robert when the team is starting to get good. So he'll be 30-ish. All right, he's 25 now, 26 now. He'll be 30-ish when they start to get good, and then he'll be kind of like Frank Thomas if they get back to the playoffs and go deep into the playoffs. When they had to carry Frank Thomas across the goal line or the finish line to get the World Series. That's what it's going to be like for Luis Robert, and that's what really, really, really sucks for this team. So, man, hey, real quick, Bears dog, how you liking them? What are you thinking? The big game on this past Saturday, a couple of plays, big practices tonight and tomorrow, big game again on Saturday. And I don't mean big as in records because it doesn't matter, but just as far as development, your thoughts on our Bears?
I'm pretty happy with how they look. I'm excited to see what the offense is going to do. I'm a big believer in Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to be a top 5 quarterback or anything like that. I have enough faith in the kid to think that he's going to be very effective, and I think that he has all the potential in the world to be a mainstay name at that position. I'm excited. I think the Bears have a good chance in the NFC North listen, they won 3 games last year. I'm not going to come out here and say they're going to win like 10 games or 11 games or something like that. That's a big jump. You and I both know it doesn't happen in a year often like that, if at all. But the The fact that the line was addressed so Justin doesn't have to run for his life at least every play. The fact that they brought, they have Claypool, they have Moore, they've got Mooney, they've got Komet, and they've got some weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Like, that's what I want to see the most. Like, I just want to see consistent offense. It's an offensive league. The defense, I like the line, like the linebacking core, even though I heard Edmonds is, he's still kind of been gone since the beginning of August. I don't know what's going on with that. I hope everything's all right. He can start on time. But I'm excited. When football's around the corner and baseball has just sucked for you all year, you have to have something to hang on to. By the time fall rolls around, it's the same Bulls roster too. So I'll be miserable again when I'm talking in the fall about that. Thanks, Jerry. So, I'm excited for the Bears, man. I'll be out there. I was actually debating on selling the home opener, and I've been to the home opener like 14 years in a row with Juice. And, he was like, I can't believe you're going to sell the home opener. I'm like, dude, it's the Packers game. I can make I can make the tickets back in one game.
Yeah.
We can't skip it. I'm going to be there. So I'll be at the home opener when the Bears take on the Packers, talking all that shit that I always do.
Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. I was there Saturday, and I like what I saw. A lot of the things that you said, I will go up and say Justin's going to be a top 10, probably the top 5 quarterback. And here's my thought process is that, you know what? You talk about a match made in heaven. You know how certain chemicals, when they get together, they bond and they form a stronger compound. You know what I mean? Yeah. That dude, Justin Fields, since Ohio State, hasn't had a number 1 receiver. Look at what he had at Ohio State. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. He had time to throw, and he was killing. He hasn't had that here in Chicago. DJ Moore hasn't had a Justin Fields type quarterback ever in the NFL, yet he still has 5,000 yards, averaging 1,000 yards a season with Cam Newton, an aging Cam Newton, with a Baker Mayfield, with a Sam Darnold, with a PJ Walker, and then one or two other guys. 7, 8 quarterbacks in 5 years. Come on, man, that's not going to get it done. Yet this guy still has, dude. And when they first got together, they interviewed him together, had a presser, dude. You could just feel and see the bond that they had. Like, he's what he needed, and Justin is what DJ needed, and DJ is what Justin needed.
Right. And I think all the potential in the world exists there, Shawn. I really do. I think DJ, like people who say DJ's more is not a number 1 receiver, why don't you give him a chance with a quarterback that can sling? And
Bingo.
We'll and then the most important thing is we do believe and think that Fields can sling, no doubt, but now he has a little bit more protection too. So we finally might be able to see it. It might not have to be constantly running for your life and throwing on the run, even though he's very good at throwing on the run. But I want to see him in that pocket, having some protection, moving that ball down the field and not putting himself in harm's way.
I want him to have Tom Brady time. Tom
me
Brady
too. If he wants to run,
when he's flat-footed in the pocket. How many times have we seen Tom literally just flat-footed in the pocket, not bouncing? 1,001, 1,002, 1,000, step and throw. Like, dude, who is flat-footed in the pocket? No one but Tom Brady.
Absolutely. I hope we get it, man. I really do.
Hey, Buzz, great stuff, man. I appreciate it. Before you go, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
You can find me on Twitter at BuzzOnTap. You can find any of our written content or our podcast at ontapsportsnet.com.
Great stuff, Bubba. We'll talk soon, man.
All right, see you later, brother.
All righty. Guys, that's Brad Squires, Buzz on Tap, talking Cubs and Sox and little Bears. Hey, he covers it all over there at On Tap Sportsnet, so I figured I'd pick his brain and ask him a little bit of what he thought about, the Bears. Man, it was fun yesterday, but I do expect the White Sox to come crashing down in reality, and they should. The Cubs really need to take advantage of this advantageous schedule that they have. They really need to do that if they have any chance of getting to the playoffs. So we're going to find out. Game 2, the final game of this shortened, which I really hate. Shortened Crosstown Classic is tonight. All right, first pitch 7:05 up on the north side. So Cubs got to come out and they got to jump on them early. What I say on Monday, jump on them early and often. All right, but you can't get behind like they did. If it was 2-0 Cubs after 1, it could have been a different story. But you got to go into attack mode. All right, you got to go into playoff mode. Got to go into attack mode, and we'll see. We'll see how they do. And I understand it's a little different because it's Cubs Sox, but you have to kind of look at it like every game. You have to try and take that emotion out. All right, try and take that emotion out. As difficult as it may be, you got to go about your business in playing good, solid, fundamental baseball. Pitchers, you got to hit your spots. Defenders, Can't give opposing teams extra outs. Okay, with errors and bloop singles and lack of communication. You got to do the little things, and we'll see if the Cubs can do it today and get a win and start a winning streak for them, because they're going to need it going into this final stretch, or it being in this final stretch. You want the wild card, you want the division, because the last 3 games are against Milwaukee at home. So you have everything. It is. You don't have to worry right now, all right? Because obviously Milwaukee's going to lose a couple of games, but you have everything is just about everything's under your control, especially because the last 3 games, all right, you get to control whether or not you win against the Milwaukee Brewers, a team that's in first place. So you're in a good position right now. Can you take advantage of it? Can you maximize it? Get to the playoffs? That, my friends, is the $1 million question, and we're just going to have to find out. So we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we have a little Bears talk. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now we are accelerating at the first down. Great tackles, and he's off to the races. And we got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks? They can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
First touch for DJ Moore. They used him in a ton of ways in Carolina. This was one of them. And there he goes. Goodbye touchdown. Welcome to Chicago. DJ Moore, 62 yards. Levis hit hard from the backside. It is a sack for the rookie, Zach Pickens out of South Carolina. Blitz coming from the Titans. Fields trying to maneuver away. and is able to find Herbert with plenty of room to run again. A first down and
It's
more.
going.
There he goes with some blocks. Herbert still on his feet for the touchdown.
Man, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears last Saturday against Tennessee Titans with a big win, 23-17. By big, it doesn't mean it. Again, it's not. It doesn't count in the standings. Okay, but what it did is it gave this team confidence. It gave this team a different feel. All right, people who've been out who played sports, especially football, understand when you can scrimmage all you want, or you can practice all you want. You can scrimmage all you want. Go up against your teammates all you want. It's good. It's productive. Okay, but when you finally face a different team, when you finally face a guy that you haven't seen ad nauseum, okay, every single day in practice, you're able to win the one-on-one battles. And as a team, as a unit, you're able to win and become successful. It gives you it validates everything that you're doing in practice. All right, because oftentimes there's I don't want to say there's not a disbelief, because you believe, but there's no evidence of what you're doing is going to be successful. Now you can say that, okay, well, we're doing all the right things, and that could be true. However, when you start to see the results, when you start to see the fruits of your labor, all of a sudden that motivates you. Okay, it motivates people in a bunch of different ways. You have a whole bunch of people, and everybody on the team needs to be motivated. One, you got the veterans. Okay, guys who were here last year and years before. You're like, okay, well, now we got a squad that I'm excited to play for. All right, I'm excited to play for these coaches. Okay, all the stuff they're having us do, all the yelling that they're doing us, all the extra, all this, all that they're doing is something that it's worthwhile because we're winning, or we've won. Now, if we win again this weekend, now it really amps it up. Guys who run the bubble, okay, it really amps it up, because if you like what's going on and you believe in this coach, you're gonna want to stay in this organization. If you feel this organization is ascending, you feel this organization can be a playoff contender, and you want to be a part of it, yeah, you definitely want to fight and make sure that you're seen by this staff as someone who can be a contributor. If you're a rookie, you're looking to get on the field. You're looking to get on the field and show that they either drafted you for a reason, or they signed you an undrafted free agent. They signed you for a reason, and you like where this is going. And you say, hey, I want to be a mainstay in this organization because they're moving forward. They're moving upward. And so you got guys, that win did a lot. That win did a lot for not just the fan base. All right. I mean, I'm staying where I'm staying. All right. I said 10 wins, minimum 10 wins. I know Brad, we just got done with Brad Squires from the On Tap Sports. And then we talked a lot of White Sox and Cubs, but we talked a little Bulls and a little Bears. And he said he's not going to give them 10 wins. That's too much. But I am, and I'm not backing down on it. I stand on it, what I said. I know people yesterday at dinner, they were saying, well, you said we were going to win 8 or 9 games last year. And I said, yeah, well, that's before they decided to tear it down. Had I known they decided to tear it down, I wouldn't have said 8 or 9 wins last year. Wouldn't have said that. So they're not tearing anything down anymore. Matter of fact, they're adding pieces. They're constructing this. And the biggest thing about it is that most of these guys are in the same system again for the second year in a row. And that's going to be huge. Okay, things grow. When you have a leader like Justin Fields, okay, when you have a guy who's as talented as he is, who's a leader that he is, and you've given him weapons, you've given him protection, you've upgraded that protection, upgraded the weapons, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. All right, we talked about the culture with the Cubs. We talked about the culture with the White Sox. The culture with the Bears is one that I would, very similar to a lot of cultures that I've been involved in. Okay, in my championship teams, whether playing or coaching. And I see it. And I don't expect you guys to understand it if you've never been on a team. But if you've been in a job, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The culture, the work atmosphere. How many people, what's the common, the hip phrase or the en vogue phrase is the toxic work relationship. It's a toxic environment at work. Well, many of us have been in toxic environments at work, but many of us have also been in really good, healthy work environments. And those are the environments that we love. Those are the environments that we prosper in. And the people that we affect, whether it's teaching or whether it's in business or whatever, the people who deal with us when we're in those healthy work environments, they benefit from it. They benefit from it. Why? Because we go above and beyond. Our growth as a team member, okay, is evident. And same thing here. Same thing with the Bears, with the sport. All right. The environment is one that's conducive to winning. It's conducive to best man plays. It's conducive to competing for your job. It's conducive to, I'm not playing you because you have X amount of dollar contract. I'm playing you because you won the job. That gives people hope. That gives people belief. And when you give people belief, they can do anything. And that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They're giving the Bears players belief. And as I said, once you believe, you can do anything. And this Bears team can do anything they want once they believe. They have the talent. It's just not fully developed. All right, Braxton Jones isn't fully developed into a great left tackle. He may never be a great one. He might be just a good one or a really good one. And that's okay. Okay. But Justin Fields is going to be great. I think he's going to be great because of DJ Moore, who's already great, because of the other receivers, either the Darnell Mooney's or the Chase Claypools or the Cole Kmets or the Robert Tunyons or the different running backs that they have back there. They believe. They believe. And that's the biggest thing about football, as well as life, but football, do you believe? Because if you believe that this coaching staff is going to get you into the playoffs and be serious contenders, the way you approach practice is different. I'm not saying that you don't approach it as a professional. It's not what I'm saying at all. There's a different feel about it. There's a different feel about when you approach a practice and your team sucks and you know your team sucks and you know your team's going to suck for a couple of years, as opposed to your team is good or you believe that your team is good. You believe in your coaches. You believe in the front office. There's a different way you go about your business. And right now the Bears are going about their business in that manner. They believe. They believe. And it's okay if you fans don't believe. But I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I'm telling you from my 45 collective football seasons of playing and coaching that this is what I see. I see a team that believes in itself. I see a team. I mean, what better way to start the 2023 season than a screenplay to DJ Moore, your top offseason acquisition, and he takes it to the house. First series, takes it to the house. Third play of the game, takes it to the house. All the hype that came around him. He's this, he's that, he's the number one receiver. He's a true number one receiver. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. No, he's not. And he takes that to the house. Okay? There is the ends justify the means. And when you see that, let me tell you what they're doing. They're going harder in practice. And coaches don't have to push them anymore. They don't have to push them. They will, but they don't have to push them. They saw the results in week 1. Now they're going to Indianapolis. They're practicing tonight and tomorrow. And they're going to take that ass whooping that they gave the Tennessee Titans, and they're bringing it down there. They're going down there, and not in an arrogant manner, but in a confident manner. In a confident manner, because they understand they're professionals on the other side too. And they're trying to earn their paycheck. They're trying to earn jobs. They're trying to earn a position in the league. The Colts are just like we are, just like the Bears are. But you're going in with belief. You're going in to get better. And I can guarantee you, everyone on there is looking at this as an opportunity to get better. And those individuals, who said it earlier? I think it was, I think it was Cornelius. Yes. Yeah. These practices are better. I don't know about better, but I think they're just as good because you can repeat. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Try this again. Try this again. And you could go. Now you're going up against different players that you don't see every day. All right. You're going up against guys who, if you're an offensive tackle, you're going up against an edge rusher who has different characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses than the guys you're facing here. Different size, different speed, different strength, different explosion, different power, different skill set, different craftiness. All right. You're seeing all these different things with their players on a consistent basis today, tomorrow, Saturday. So now you add that to our players, you add that to the Titans players from last Saturday's game, and you're starting to build a repertoire. You're starting to get a different view of a lot of different types. And I'm just using the offensive tackle as an example, different types of players and skill sets that you're going to see. And it works for every single position. So I love the joint practices. All right. I don't even mind if they get chippy and they start fighting and shit. Because what's going to happen? As long as the helmet doesn't come off and don't swing a helmet anymore, if you start punching people in the helmet with your hand, first of all, you're stupid, but that's on you. But it's good. It's good. And the coaches, we love it because now we know you're fighting. We know you care. We know you want to win. We know you want to fight for a position on this team. So, man, it's going to be fun. Man, if anyone wants to roll down to Indy tonight or tomorrow, holler at your boy. Probably tomorrow. I'll skip CrossFit on Friday if I have to. Shit. I'll skip it. Bump it. I'll go to one later in the day. But, they just signed another offensive guard. They just signed another linebacker. And that has me concerned a little bit. That has me concerned. All right. You got, how bad is the injury to Tremaine Edmonds? How bad? All right. You go sign. Do you think is it really bad, or is it just a depth piece? Is that what you're doing? Is that what, it's interesting. Because if Tremaine was a stud. That was a great signing. Great signing. But you go and you bring in this guy. All right. Michael Walker, claimed off of waivers. All right. He's got a PPE, personal performance. I can't think of it. But he got an escalator. He played so much as a rookie, whatever, in the first couple of years. He's making $2 million now. All right. In the last year of his deal, of his rookie deal. It's kind of a way. So, if they get you, as a third round pick, a fourth round pick, and you perform, that you're not stuck with, $600,000. Had 107 tackles last year. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for adding talent. But why are you adding talent? Are you not happy with Sewell? I think you're happy with Noah Sewell. Are you not happy with Jack Sanborn? I think you're happy with Jack Sanborn. So then why would you go get a guy like this? Is it to push Sewell and Sanborn? Or is it because Tremaine Edmonds is going to be out for a minute? That's the question. They're being very vague, which is what they do. All right. So this is nothing new, but this is what they do. They're very vague. So this guy, Michael Walker, he's a depth piece. We got to figure that out. I don't know. This kid was, 6'3", 230. Where's he from? Trying to see where he came from. Yeah, I don't remember. What someone put in the chat where he came from. I was trying to see where he came from. I hit the wrong. Oh, here we go. Oh, he went to Azusa Pacific. Isn't that Krishna Okoye? Isn't that Krishna Okoye's Azusa Pacific, and then Fresno. He finished at Fresno State. Okay, that's right, Fresno State. I remember that now. But what's going on with this team? All right, believe me, I'm not. If this is just a depth piece, I'm okay with it. I'm more than okay with it because there's nothing wrong with competition as we've seen. But if Tremaine Edmonds is down, okay, well that changes things a little bit. Do you trust Noah Sewell to be the Mike? Do you trust Jack Sanborn to be the Mike? I mean, let's be honest. Jack Sanborn came in last year and he killed. All right. His only knock is speed. And he circumvented that issue because of his ability to diagnose a play and react. But those are all at the line of scrimmage. He can't run down the field with some of these tight ends like Tremaine Edmonds can. All right. And what about Michael Walker? Can he run down the field as well? Can he take away that middle, run down the seam with a tight end or a running back? That I don't know. So we'll see. But one of the other things is Nate Davis. I'm looking for him like, hey, homie, where you been? He was in the media the other day. He was presser, and they said it. I listened to it. I thought this exact same thing, but then someone else said it on the air. I think it was Mark Grody. And so I wanted to take credit for it because this was my own thought, but it sounded like he was lawyered up. When they're like, when do you expect to play? Well, I'll leave that up to the staff what about, I think I'll leave it up to the staff and how are you feeling? Is your knee okay? Well, I'll leave that up to the staff. Like, dude, just talk to us. So you're telling me you want us to go ask the staff and the training staff when we don't have access to the training staff. And the staff is going to give you the same shit that he's giving you. Same shit. Like, we'll take it day by day. See where we're at with him. He's coming along well. We'll see if we're trying to see where he's at, and then we'll ramp him up a little bit. See how he responds to that. You remember you heard those phrases? That's coach talk. He'll be back when he's back. I don't want to put a timetable on it because I don't want to rush him. What else? You know what I mean? Like, come on. But Nate Davis, that's important. That's a huge spot. That's your big offensive lineman free agent signing, off-season signing for your offensive line to upgrade the offensive line. That's huge. That's going to go a long way in determining the success of Justin Fields. It's going to go a long way. But I'll tell you what, Tyree Carter is taking advantage of it big time. Big time. He's at a point where he is more than okay. You want to sit out? You want to not play? You want to whatever? Cool. I'm getting me some valuable reps. Tyree Carter is getting valuable reps. And you know what? He's showing the hell out. He's showing the hell out. And you know what Nate Davis is doing? Nate Davis might be sealing his own tomb. Because Nate Davis costs a lot more than Tyree Carter. If Tyree Carter can get you the same production as a Nate Davis, guess who's gone? The more expensive player. So I hope Nate Davis knows what he's doing. I hope it's calculated and it works for him. Because if it could backfire. It could. Watch Nate Davis this week. That's why I wanted to get down to Indianapolis. I'd love to watch him against the Colts players at practice. And then here's the great part. Not only do you practice against them for 2 days, so you get to see their strengths and weaknesses and see what you get beat down and how you control them. Fine. Then you got to play them again. So now it's a chess match. How am I going to – is he going to give me the move that he's better at that in a situation that I can't control? Or is he going to put that move on me that I have a tough time dealing with? So what can I do to address his weaknesses and attack his weaknesses? And then which move is he going to use? How's it going to go with this play? And then the next snap, and then the next snap. It's a thinking man's game. And I love it. Because you're always on the clock. Football, NFL stands for not for long. And if you're not on your game, there's a young guy named like Jatiri Carter who's ready to take your spot. And that's at every position. You think the cornerback from Minnesota is happy? Terrell Smith, you think he's happy that he's not pegged to start? No. He wants to start, doesn't he? He wants to start. He wants to play. And he's going to push Tyreek Stevenson. Indy's going to be fun. It's cool for those guys who are heading down there. Good stuff. And again, let's not overreact. All right, just because of one game, but it's gonna give you a much better, a clearer picture. Now we're going into preseason week 2. Preseason week 2. Now the starters going to play more this game and then not a lot the last game. We'll find out. But back to Indy, that's a dope trip. If any of you guys want to roll, let me know, man. We'll get an Airbnb Thursday night to Friday. And I can't do it tonight. I can't do it tonight. I don't think so. But anyway, I'm excited. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to see how it plays out. All right. And if you look at it, the whole, every position group is going to benefit from this. All right. Remember, I told you guys, be present, be in the moment. Let's not worry about week 1. Let's not worry about the start of the season. Let's not worry about the middle of the season. Let's not worry about the end of the year record. My biggest thing to you has been all off season. Enjoy it. Enjoy the leading up to the draft. Enjoy the draft. Enjoy the free agency. Enjoy who they get off of waivers. Enjoy it. Regular season's not here yet. Let's not focus on that yet. Because people talk about, well, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this. What if that develops? What if they sign an edge rusher? So everybody who was upset about the edge rusher, we don't have an edge rusher, we don't have an edge rusher, we signed an edge rusher. So now what are you going to bitch about? Oh, we need 2 edge rushers. No team is complete. No team has all pros at every single position. No team in the NFL. So it's going to be a weak link. And I think Ryan Poles did a phenomenal job this season of addressing all of the holes that needed to be addressed. Some he replaced with rookies, with draft picks. Others he replaced with free agents. And they're going to grow. It's going to be, so be excited about it. Like, I've been on Terrell Lewis since they signed him. Great game Saturday. 2 sacks, big hit, strip, forced fumble on one of the sacks. Beautiful. Now I need you to continue. Now you need to have another sack. You get one more sack this game, people start looking at you different. People start looking at the edge rusher position for the Bears differently. What about Zach Pickens? S-A-C-C-K. Zach with 2 C's. We call him Zach Pickens. We need to see him take a step forward. Javon Dexter. What if Javon Dexter gets a sack this week? What if Javon Dexter has 3 tackles for losses this week? There's always stuff for us to look for. Let's not worry about week 1. Let's see who's developing in camp, because that stud 3 technique that we didn't get when we passed over Jalen Carter could be Javon Dexter, could be Zach Pickens. And we're watching them develop. So let's not poo-poo the fact that, they're they're probably only going to play X amount, or it's only a preseason game, or there's a lot to look at. There's a lot. You know, and I know a lot of, believe me, summertime shy. It's going to be 90 degrees on Saturday, 90 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be crazy hot. You know, there's festivals going on. There's rooftops going on. There's patios going on. There's museums. There's boat cruises. There's restaurants. There's everything. Summertime shy is second to none when it comes to summertime enjoyment, entertainment. But if you're a Bear fan, you better, how about this? How about you DVR it? That'll be even better. You can DVR, you can kind of fast forward through the commercials, fast forward through, and kind of just watch. Because I'm DVRing it like I did the last game. I'll be able to go through it, watch it, see who I like, see what needs to be improved, what's going well. It's going to be fun. But listen, so let's take a quick break. It's the last break of the show. I want to talk about something it's been in the news last day or two. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about this yet. I have an idea, but I'm waiting for more and more, a little more information to come out. We'll talk about this. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Made one way to Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
He just curled it over the basket, and the Cubs have a
Here in the third innings. Line drive right field. Good jump by Suzuki. Makes the catch and fires it in. Pitch number 75. Drilled left field on its way. Out of here. We are tied. One pitch. Swanson on the backhand unloads. One bounce.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on sports. Oh, almost forgot. I was rubbing my head. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. And of course, I got the landscaping guy literally right outside my window. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Chihuahua. One of the things I wanted to talk about was this. There's a lot going on in the world today. And the latest that we heard, or the latest thing, was a claim by former NFL player Michael Orr. And for those of you who don't know who that is, or may not have heard of the story, all right, Michael Orr was the guy that was a young man that they made the movie about. It's called The Blind Side. And they talked about his life. He was taken in by a family and went to their alma mater, Ole Miss. And, he got the NFL, and it was a great story. Sandra Bullock. The movie got a Academy Award nomination. Okay. Sandra Bullock won the Best Actress for her role. And it is a heartwarming story. Okay, this is the group. Okay. Hold on, what's the Mary Lee? What is it called? Mary Lee. Come on. What? So this family took him in and they adopted him. So he's claiming that they put him in conservatorship instead of adopting him. And people are like, well, what's the difference? Well, if you remember recently, there was a big thing about what's her name? Britney Spears. Britney Spears was in a conservatorship with her parents. And she's been trying to get out of it, her parents. So part of it is that they have control of his contracts. Okay. If their intention was what many people think it is, they took a chance on this kid. They brought him in. They had him under conservatorship. They figured if he gets to the NFL, cool. Now they make some money and recoup whatever money they cost to raise him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what their thought is. Okay. But like Britney Spears, like they had, if you remember, she had no access to her money and they could kind of shell out what they wanted to. And this is what he was under. Okay. He'd gone into conservatorship in 2004. All right. When this family took him in, and the Tuohys, Shawn and Mary Lee. Is that what it was? Yeah. So there's a situation where my man is trying to get out of this, because the exploitation of him, you've seen so many different stories where people take kids under their wing or move them into the house so they can play a sport and accept. It's awesome. But if you do some shit like this, to take advantage and exploit a young underprivileged black kid, he makes it, and you benefit off of this, well, then you're a piece of shit in my eyes. Okay? They were well-to-do already. All right, they were Old Miss alums. They seemed financially stable, especially according to the movie. You know, had donated back to the school. And if they did this for personal gain, man. And what the father was saying was, well, the reason that they did put him in a conservatorship, because he's not, well, you can't deny it because it's all legal documents. But he's saying they did it so it wouldn't affect his NCAA eligibility. As opposed to just adopting him. If they just adopted him, well, then I didn't understand. I don't understand why that was an issue. I don't. So there's a lot going on here with this. And I feel bad because, you know, a young black kid has been taken advantage of. You know, and this is, so, you know, he's a victim. Or said he thought it was, for all intents and purposes, was an adoption, but he didn't understand that. This is a tough call. All right, he wants to be done with them because of the you know, you're betrayed. He feels betrayed. He feels taken advantage of, and he was. So for them to say, oh, well, we did it because it would help his eligibility with the NCAA, like, I'm not buying. I'm calling bullshit on that. I'm calling bullshit. Because you were, because they're alums, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. And we need to see what else can be done so this doesn't happen again. Because there are plenty of people in this world, in this country, let me just put it that way, who are gifted athletically, who may not have the means to come from meager beginnings, and can be taken advantage of by other people. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. You know, I get it, Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and all these other places, they got little camps, okay, where they say, okay, if you make the show, Major League Baseball, I get a percentage. Okay, cool. Now, if you're going to do that, then let them know. If you're going to do that, then make it a business transaction. All right, be transparent about it. Let them know. So, hey, listen, we're doing this because of, you know, and if you make this, we get X amount. If you don't, okay, then it's our loss. But to not do that, to have that as your ulterior motive, and not be honest and upfront with the athlete, I think is shady and wrong. Shady and wrong. Because you do feel, what if he didn't want that? What if he didn't want to be in a conservatorship? I'm sure he wanted a way out, a different life, and I get it, and he's got one. But give him that option to decide. And if he decides, yes, you know what, cool, then okay. And if he decides no, not cool, that's his choice. But when you start, you know, it's very easy to say, hey, we want to adopt you, we want to do this, we want to do that, and you don't know the difference. You're 50, you're 16 years old, 17 years old, 18, you don't know the difference. You have no idea what the difference between conservatorship and adoption is. I didn't know what conservatorship was until the Britney Spears situation. I was like, what? What the hell's that? And I'm somewhat educated. So can you imagine a poor kid from the South? Of course he's got no idea. This is straight exploitation of a young black man. You know? Well, Cornelius, he's got to have to, if he's not making money, yeah. But if they get a certain, it's, if they're shelling out his money and his earnings to him, rationing them out, yeah, that's bullshit. Which is why he's like, I want out. And I need to figure out when it's up or if he can fight it and get out of it. That's what they're trying to do now. And here, they have the country with a heartwarming movie. And a lot of us are, many of us were like, oh man, that's awesome. Congratulations. And the whole time they're screwing this kid over. The whole time they've exploited him. The whole time. That's some shady shit. That's shady. And people wonder why. And believe me, I'm not advocating violence. All I do think sometimes a punch in the face is solve a lot of problems. You just punch someone right in the freaking mouth. People wonder why people snap. People wonder why people lose control and do stuff that lands them in jail. When you play with someone's feelings, play with someone's money like that. The dude was in the projects, came out of the projects to be a millionaire. I think did he become an all pro? I don't remember if he came an all pro one year, a Pro Bowl player. But nonetheless, he still had a 6-figure contract, probably a multi-million-dollar a year contract. And you're playing him, you played him for it, and you have control over that, over something you didn't do. Yeah. You don't know how people are going to react. You don't know how people are going to react. And hopefully he stays above board, does everything legally. Because when people are on a mission, when you've screwed people over, all logic goes out the window with people. All logic goes out the window. And he might not even give a damn if he goes to jail if he does something physically to them or to some of their property or any, you know what I mean? So it's a shitty situation that he's involved in. It's a shitty situation that you have people who are this morally corrupt. Like, if you want to help people, help people. And if you want to provide a service, which is what they're doing, okay, then let him know that. But they took advantage of him. He's 18. Again, he doesn't know what the hell conservatorship is. If they even mention it, I can guarantee you they didn't mention it. Okay, I can't guarantee because I wasn't there. I can almost guarantee that they didn't mention it. And if they did mention it, which is a very super slim chance, he had no idea what it is. None. So either way, it's still exploitation of a young black kid. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Because as I said, they can't deny it. These are all, it's court documents. All they could do is make up bullshit reasons as to why they did it. Well, it would affect his eligibility. How would it affect his eligibility? Was it because you're boosters and you took in a kid and he went to your alma mater? Is that what you're saying? But it would have been better to adopt him then, because if he's your son, then he gets to choose wherever the hell he wants to go. And if he goes to your alma mater, good. And if he doesn't, that's fine too. So the father saying that it's to protect his NCAA eligibility is bullshit. I mean, if you're gonna lie, at least put some thought into it. Put some thought into the lie, please. Because that's just telling us you don't give a shit about it. You make anything up and expect people to believe it. I don't know. That really bothered me. And so when I look at this picture, or the picture with Sandra Bullock, from the movie, it has a whole different meaning now. And you're right, Junior. That's exactly why he didn't want to talk about. He never wanted to talk about the Blind Side, the movie. Exactly why he didn't want to talk about it. It's a shame. It's a shame. Man. Well, man, listen. 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest Brad Squires for jumping on today, talking Cubs Sox with me, talking little Bulls, talking little Bears with me. Man, that was good stuff. If you missed any part of it, make sure you go back and check it out. Go to our YouTube channel, Sports Zone Chicago, and check it out. Great Bears conversation. I'm serious. If any of you guys want to go down to Indy, want to roll down to Indy, let me know. I'll strongly consider it. Like I said, probably tomorrow, so Thursday night. Catch Thursday's practice. If you want, we can come back Thursday night or stay there till Saturday morning. Till Friday morning. Because I'm anxious to see. These joint practices. I think they're awesome. Yeah. When you have charities in his name, that shows they are professional grifters. Yeah. Yeah. Because they have access to all that money. Yeah. Yeah. So they put all this stuff in his name, and blah, 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 and they get it all. They control it all. It's amazing. Amazing how low people will stoop. Believe you me, I'm watching something firsthand right now, and how low people will stoop. Doesn't surprise me. With the Tuies, is it Tuies? Or the situation that I'm watching, it doesn't surprise me. Not at all. So people can be crazy. But I digress. All right. Bears practice is going to be good this week. Cubs, you got to come out, man. You got to come out and you got to go to work big time. The Sox have a lot of momentum going into tonight's game. This is the only thing they have to play for. They win today. They even the series 2-2. More importantly, you lose 2 games that you should have won in the standings. And Milwaukee continues to win. Now you're falling further and further away. You're trying to get closer and closer. And these games against teams that you should win, you cannot lose. You cannot afford to lose like you did yesterday. You can't. You can't. Because your playoff hopes are going to be done. So, what's today? Wednesday. So, yeah, Milwaukee, they're lucky. Milwaukee lost last night. You win yesterday. Now you're 2.5 back. You're 2.5 back. Cincinnati lost. They lost to Cleveland. Man, you would have been in sole possession of second place if you would have won last night. So these are why these games are so important. This is why the killer mentality, the assassin mentality has to come to the forefront now. Because if you lose tonight, I'm not saying your season is over. I'm saying you just made it really, really, really difficult. A lot more difficult than it needs to be. Because of I don't want to say lack of respect for the White Sox, because I'm hoping David, Coach Manager Rossi won't have you disrespect your team. Remember, I learned this in a long time. Respect all, fear none. So I hope it's not the lack of respect for this White Sox team, because the White Sox still have some talented guys. Moncada had a few hits. You saw Luis Robert. TA was scratched yesterday. Eloy always kills the Cubs. Benintendi, another solid player. So they got players. So you can't disrespect and you can't overlook them. You give them the respect they deserve. But go out and whoop some ass. Are they going to do it? We're going to find out in a few hours. We're going to find out. About 11 hours, we'll know from now. And if they don't, man, they're just making it, because you're losing ground that you could be gaining. Now you're 2.5. What if you win today and Milwaukee loses? Now you're 1.5 back. Going into a series with the Royals, who suck. You're doing yourself no favors. Can Rossi get them right? Can Rossi get them fired up to go on this 6-8 game run? And it culminated with taking 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee in the last series of the season to give you the division. It's there. It's all there. You got to go get it. And that's the best thing, is you're in playoff mode now. So there's no turning on playoff mode. There's no ramping up the playoff mode. You're in playoff mode now. Good luck. If you complete it, I'll be impressed. I'll be very impressed. I probably won't be able to talk shit to the Cub fans. If you don't get it, believe you me, I'm talking shit to all my Cub fan friends. Junior, get ready. Get ready, because I'm coming if you guys miss the playoffs. If you miss it by 1 game and we sweep, hell, 1 game, yesterday's game would have been the game. Oh, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. And then we're going to see where the White Sox go after this. All right, are they going to continue are they going to crawl back out under the rock that they came from and just, I hope Tim Anderson, I truly, truly, truly hope Tim Anderson is done for the year and they get him some help. Blow this thing up, start anew. So we're looking at, 2023, 2027, 2028. Let's just say 2030. When the White Sox will be good again. Wow. All right, folks, listen. We'll see you on Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9 a.m. to 11 Central Time. We'll have more Bears discussion as the Bears prepare for their game against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. We'll have Cubs Sox Talk. We'll be able to talk about this as well. Were the Cubs able to salvage one? Were the Sox able to sweep the Cubs in their ballpark? So I can't wait till Friday. And as I always say, enjoy your loved ones. All right? It's going to be a beautiful day today, beautiful day tomorrow, beautiful all next week too, as a matter of fact. But shoot someone a quick text to say, let them know you love them, you miss them, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, clearance counsel, my social media guy, and my co-host Adam Sencha Mayakai. Guys, you have a wonderful day. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and guess what? I am out. Deuces.